Welcome back to AM Northwest. He's known as America's holistic plastic surgeon with millions of followers on social media. His new book is filled with tips to help us look younger and feel good too. We welcome the author of Younger for Life, Dr. Anthony Youn. Doctor, good to see you this morning. I love your bobblehead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it, Helen.
You bet. Okay, so the subtitle is Feel Great and Look Your Best with the New Science of Autojuvenation. What is autojuvenation?
Well, autogenation is a term to basically describe that our bodies contain immense regenerative abilities to turn back the clock naturally. But in order to unlock that regenerative abilities, we have to give it the right tools and the right environment for it to do so.
So what are some of those tools and what is the right environment?
So really what we want to do is focus on 5 main things, and that is what you eat, when you eat, nutritional supplements, skincare, and non-invasive treatments. And by focusing on these 5 things, by making simple changes in each of those things, you can see potentially immense changes in your skin, in your energy level, and even sometimes people lose a few unwanted pounds as well.
Okay, so talk about what you eat, when you eat, because that's important.
So what you eat really is the foundation of true turning back the clock and autojuvenating your body. And so focusing on 2 things to start out with. Eating healthy sources of protein. Collagen, which composes 70 to 80% of our skin, is a protein, and we lose about 1% of the thickness of our collagen every year, starting in our mid-20s. And so focusing on healthy sources of protein to help support the collagen, since that is a protein, is super important. So eating healthy foods like grass-fed beef, pastured pork and chicken, wild-caught fish, that's very important. Second thing is to eat the rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables. And this is because of the antioxidants that are present in the actual pigment. So if you eat something that's green, you get different antioxidants than if you eat something that's red or purple or orange. And so eating a colorful plethora of fruits and vegetables is super important for the health of your skin.
Okay, let's talk about what you can do when it comes to taking care of your face, at taking care of your skin. And you talk about a night ritual and a morning ritual. And one that I noticed is exfoliation is really top of your list.
Yeah, so we did actually, it's something called a 2 minutes, 5 years younger skincare routine, where this very simple skincare routine literally takes just 2 minutes a day. But after using it for 2 months, we tested people and found that they looked upwards of 5 years younger. And so it's very simple. In the morning, you cleanse your skin with a cleanser appropriate for your skin type. You follow that up with an antioxidant serum like a vitamin C, and then a sunscreen at least SPF 30. At night, it's super important. You have to cleanse your skin. You got to get rid of the makeup, the dirt, the oil, the pollution that's on your skin. And then you want to ideally apply a retinol. Retinol is a derivative of vitamin A. It's one of the most scientifically proven and studied anti-aging ingredients in skincare. It can help to reduce fine lines, it can lighten unwanted blemishes, and even thicken the collagen of your skin. And then once or twice a week, exfoliating your skin using either a gentle scrub or an alpha hydroxy acid peel, that can help get your skin turning over more quickly and getting you youthful, younger, and more vibrant looking skin.
I'm going to show our audience a before and after, and I'm assuming this is after taking care of your skin and using like the retin-A's and the exfoliation. And there is a big difference, and there's more color to the person's skin.
Yeah, and that's because, once again, you combine all of the right type of ingredients. Like I said, the vitamin C in the morning to fight oxidation-free radicals, and then that retinol, and you can really get even more vibrancy to the skin like you're seeing with her.
Okay.
And that's just 2 months. 2 minutes a day.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, first of all, on social media, you're great on social media. Very funny. Not a good actor, but you admit that you're not a good actor. But it's very funny. There are some things that I have to ask you about because you're a plastic surgeon. You deal with some people who are over the top into plastic surgery, like over the top. Do you ever say to a potential client, "This is too much. Stop right now"?
All the time. Yeah, I turn down probably 1 out of every 5 people that come to see me for plastic surgery, either because they have unrealistic expectations or they're just doing too much. Upwards of 10% of plastic surgery patients have body dysmorphia, where what they see in the mirror is different than reality. And so that's something that we're always on the lookout for, because those are not patients that you want to operate on.
Right. And you talk about you talk about holistic plastic surgery, but you really talk about holistic life in general, not necessarily including plastic surgery.
Yeah, because there's so many other things that can really turn back the clock. So one of the things I mentioned earlier was when you eat. And so trying just some minor, intermittent fasting where you take a little bit of a break from eating for 12 to 16 hours, that can help stimulate the process of autophagy, which is intracellular renewal and recycling. And so once again, using these types of autojuvenative processes, you can really turn the clock back without having to go into the night. That being said, there are some conditions where you just have to have surgery. If you've lost a ton of weight, you've got skin hanging from your tummy. Unfortunately, surgery is the only option in situations like that.
You've posted pictures of you and your beautiful wife, Amy. And what I love is that you look like regular people. When I think of plastic surgeons, I would think, oh, they probably have had a lot of plastic surgery. But that's not the case with you two.
No, although I do get people who comment on social media saying, I had one person that said, he looks like a 60-year-old Thai woman who's had way too much work done. So, I mean, I haven't had much done at all. I get a little Botox here. I take care of my skin, but you just never know what people are going to say.
Okay, let me ask you another question then. So, like, when people get injections in their lips, which I will never do because it looks just absolutely, in my opinion, it feels like you're one of the Hollywood housewives, do you ever say, I mean, that seems like it's a very common thing, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, and I think it's the key to getting a good lip injection, two things. Number one, you want to pass the kiss test, which means if somebody kisses the lips after you've had them plumped, it feels like lips. It doesn't feel like they're kissing a spare tire.
Yeah.
And number two, you want to make sure that you keep the lip proportions the same. And so typically the lower lip is about 50% thicker than the upper lip. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize this, and then they make the upper lip larger than the lower lip.
Which is what I see a lot.
To look like a duck.
Yeah, like a duck.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I see a lot.
You're altering those natural proportions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep those proportions natural, and the lips will look more natural afterwards.
Okay, I think you also have to be a good person in general, and I also see that you're a very good person. You love to rescue senior dogs, and that is so sweet. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, you look younger when you're holding a puppy in your hands.
Well, there are actually studies that show that you live longer if you have a pet, specifically a dog. I'm not a cat person, but I'm assuming it would probably work the same if you have a cat as well.
Okay, a couple things. Red light. I see the face mask kind of thing. Does that really work?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, now the way that we believe red light therapy works is that the energy from the red light is actually transferred to the cells of your skin. And so our cells contain mitochondria. These are the powerhouses of our cells. And when you get red light therapy, basically you power those mitochondria to produce more ATP, which is more energy. So essentially you're energizing your cells. And there are studies that show that it can improve the collagen and the elastin in your skin and reduce fine lines. And so I'm a big fan of red light therapy. Usually it's relatively inexpensive, much cheaper than going to a doctor, and you can do this in the comfort of your own home.
Okay, how about this, like the eyelash extenders, like Latisse, that kind of thing? Is that a good thing all the way around?
In general, they are. Now, you got to be careful. Some of these are called prostaglandin analogs, and Latisse is one of them that works great to grow your lashes. But there's also some studies that show that it might cause a little bit of reduction in puffiness of the fat around your eyes. Now, if you've got a real puffy eyes, that may be okay. But if you've got hollowing there, then that may not be quite as good for you. And so if you do have a lot of hollowing, if you've got a more of a thinner face, then look for ones that are not prostaglandin analogs. You can look that up online and use one of those types of lash enhancers instead.
Wow. Okay. I want to tell everyone you got to check Dr. Youn out on social media because it's very entertaining. Okay. Again, the book is called Younger for Life. Feel great and look your best with the new science of autojuvenation. Dr. Youn, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Helen. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.